come sit with her. Queens over, they ain't similar. World changer women, we be feeling them. All around the world, they be screaming now.
Could you be with a person who's religious?
I don't think so. It repels me so aggressively. The moment when I think that, okay, I'm gonna do this thing or go to this place and follow these rules, there's something that just aggressively is like, this is no longer working, we have to leave. But I'm so happy that that's working for you.
Yes.
It always ends up that way. It's like I might be able to deal with it, and it's getting shorter and shorter. When I was in college, undergrad, I would watch people go to church all the time, and I'm like, wow, y'all are really doing this like voluntarily. That's awesome. Like your parents aren't even here. This is great.
Y'all really doing this.
And so I was like, maybe like, should I be going?
Maybe I could go to church.
Like, maybe I could go. And then it's just like, yeah, this is great. And then after a while, I'm like, a lot of this doesn't resonate with me on a deep level. And I have trouble sitting in a room and constantly listening to someone tell me their interpretation of a thing. Because I've read the Bible twice. And every single one of us will read that in entirely different ways.
Of course.
And the idea that we're supposed to understand it the same way is just absurd to me. And I think...
especially when it's so all over the place as it is.
Yeah.
It's a big parable.
When I came to the Bible, it was because like, okay, Lauren, well, what do you believe? Do you believe what you believe because you've been taught, or do you believe what you believe because you believe it? So I went on that whole journey, started reading everything. And so I came to the Bible as it's just a literary text. Like it's another piece of literature. So I'm sitting there reading, I was like, oh, that's a folktale. Oh, that's this literary device. And I'm identifying these ways in which they're telling a story. Don't get me wrong, a lot of them are powerful. A lot of them make the point.
Of course.
A lot of them can change your life.
Yes, 100%.
But this is a literary device used in this way specifically to help you understand a concept. Yeah. Don't tell me, I don't want to be aggressive about it.
No,
but
say it.
There's
say
this part that's like, do not tell me that this is the absolute holy word of God and it has to be followed exactly this way. Do not tell me that and expect me to stomach that for the rest of my life and adhere to that for the rest of my life.
Of course.
Because that is not sustainable. It never has been and it never will be. Literally. Our history shows you that it's not. The book itself shows you it's not sustainable. Like, I cannot stomach that. And apparently neither could my parents who grew up in it.
That part. Yeah.
So I just have trouble with that, and I have trouble with the fact that every time I would go to church, the people who are sitting listening don't read their own texts. What? You might as well be in class and not have read the textbook and done your homework.
Yeah.
What makes you think you should do that at church just because the person's at the pulpit?
Mm-hmm.
You should be studying, if this is for real, you should be studying the same way you expect to study at school.
Like for real.
And ask questions.
Even more so.
And ask questions. This person is claiming to lead you down the path of righteousness where his namesake, yea though I walk. Like, this person is doing that or taking that charge up. Raise your hand and ask the questions, and how dare he tell you can't question it. Because in your very text, it tells you to question. But you don't know that because you didn't read it.
I was a nuisance when I started. It's funny, I had the same journey as you. When I was 16, I started going to church by myself. Mm-hmm. None of my family was going to church, but they was even like, "Why MIKEL's getting up going to church?" I'm struggling with that.
Like, wow, you're really doing it?
Yeah. Because like, I asked, it's like, what was the question? Like, in the beginning, it said, God says, "Let us make man in our image." Who is he talking to if there was no one? Like, I would not even trying to take the piss. I would read it and be like, explain that to me, please. Because
hopefully you went to school for this.
Yeah, you're someone who's knowledgeable in the Bible. You're well versed, and so I'd ask these questions, and then after I realized, you know what, these ain't really got the answers, man. And one thing that used to bug me out a lot at the time. I'd be in church and I look around and every single woman is wearing a wig or a weave. And to me, at 16, 17, I was like, if this is the word of God, and this place is the hub of the word of God, and is where people build relationships with God, it's like, shouldn't we love everything about ourselves in the most natural way? Why is not bar none, every single woman in here has got a wig or a weave on? To me at that age, I was just like, that doesn't make sense to me, because this is supposed to teach you to love yourself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So things like that made me move on into other schools of thought and understanding.